Well, hey friends, I hope you are well. Let's spend a cozy December morning together. And slow mornings during the festive season truly are just so special. I love the soft morning light that you really only get at this time of year, and just the chance to take things easy as I slowly wake up. Warm socks are a real essential for me at this time of year, so before making my bed or doing anything else, just took a moment to slip on a pair. And then of course Christmas lights just make everything feel so much more magical, so I took a moment to turn on those before straightening up our bed. During this time of year especially, I love just incorporating plenty of soft textures, pillows, and blankets to make everything feel just that much more inviting. And shortly after getting up, I like to spend just a few minutes taking care of a handful of hygiene habits, like brushing my teeth and putting on deodorant. And lately, I've been using this native deodorant in the scent charcoal and just love how it smells. But then of course, being pregnant, I'm also very conscious of trying to make sure that my belly is well taken care of. So every morning and night, I've been putting on bio oil and this cocoa butter stretch mark lotion, which both feel amazing on my skin. And then I'll just wrap things up with using a microfiber cloth to wash my face. And then it's time for my favorite part of the morning, coffee and a bit of reading. Even though I am trying to consume less caffeine than I used to, I do still enjoy a bit of cold brew each day to help me wake up. Peppermint is one of my favorite festive flavors, so around this time of year, I always like to add just a splash of peppermint mocha creamer to my coffee. Then after cozying up with a blanket and setting the vibe on our frame TV, I love just keeping it set to the fireplace at this time of year. I'll pull out my Bible and try to read a chapter or two of that. And over Christmas, it's become a bit of a tradition for me to read one of the Gospels and just to be reminded of the story of Jesus. And personally, I just find it really centering and just helps me to remember the reason for the season. Then after reading, I'll usually transition either to a novel if I'm currently in the middle of one, or something that I love to do during the winter is a bit of puzzling. So I just popped on a little Christmas music. I've been loving this acoustic Christmas one on Spotify, and then got to work just putting a few pieces into this Tuscany puzzle that I've been working on. There's something about puzzles that I just find so nostalgic and relaxing. I grew up doing them, and to this day, they are just one of my favorite calming and relaxing hobbies. Then after a while, I was getting a bit hungry, so I decided it was time to make myself some breakfast. When I have the time, I love trying out a new recipe, particularly fond of seasonal ones. So on this day, I decided to try out a gingerbread oatmeal recipe that I'd found on Pinterest. So I just got out what I needed and started measuring the ingredients, starting off with the oat milk that we needed to bring to almost a boil. So then while that heated up, I just began mixing together all the dry ingredients. So of course, we started off with rolled oats and then added in a whole bunch of spices. I believe the recipe called for allspice, ground cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and ginger. Then I just added in a bit of salt, mixed all those dry ingredients together before adding them to the milk. Then after turning the heat down, I also poured in a bit of maple syrup for sweetness and vanilla extract for flavor. It took a few minutes for the oats to cook, so while they simmered away, I just took the opportunity to quickly clean up my mess. Then with my breakfast ready, and I will leave the recipe linked below if you're interested, I just poured it into this beautiful pottery bowl and topped it with some pecans, a little bit of peanut butter, or I think almond butter would also be delicious with this, and a small drizzle of maple syrup. Then I just brought it over to the counter to enjoy. Also got out a couple of clementines for some fresh fruit and a bit of citrus. And then being pregnant, I do need to take prenatal vitamins every day, and really one of the only things that I found that I can actually take them with, because they are pretty nasty, good for you, but they don't taste great, is chocolate milk. So I just poured myself a small glass of Fairlife lactose-free chocolate milk and had my prenatal vitamins with that before digging into my breakfast. I will say this oatmeal was delicious, but quite sweet, so if you do try making it yourself, I would recommend cutting back on the maple syrup a bit. But overall, it was very hearty, and then I really enjoyed just the punch of citrus in the form of clementines afterwards. And after tidying up my breakfast, I did remember that I hadn't watered the tree yet, so I just quickly filled up a pitcher of water and went to give our Christmas tree a bit of a drink. I will say I just love the romance of live Christmas trees, and so this is one daily chore that I am happy to perform. Then it was time to get ready for the day in earnest, so made my way over to the closet, picked out what I was going to wear. Lately, I've been all about some big, cozy sweaters, particularly loving this massive knit one, and so just decided to pop on a pair of maternity jeans, which were kindly lent to me by a friend, and then paired it with the chunky knit. Really the last thing that I'll do to get ready in the mornings is to do my hair and makeup, and during this time of year I always love just popping on someone's Vlogmas video to watch as I get ready. I particularly love Josie's Christmas in the Cotswolds videos, so just put on one of those as I put on a bit of makeup. I do like to keep my makeup fairly minimal just so that it doesn't take too long, but typically I'll put on a bit of concealer, do my brows, put on a bit of eyeshadow, and apply mascara. Then depending on the state of it, I will also curl my hair. On this day especially, it was needing a bit of love, so I just put half of it up and then began using my curling iron. I like to use a 1-inch curling iron to curl it just section by section. I do have extremely fine hair, so whenever curling it, I always make sure to use some kind of heat protectant, and then when I finish, I do like to just spray everything into place with a light hold hairspray. Then I'll just finish with roughing my hair up a bit, helping it to look a bit more lived-in. That's really it for my morning routine. From here, I just got ready to head out the door as I had some festive errands I needed to run. So I really hope that you enjoyed this little peek into my chill December mornings. Now, I would love to know, what are some of the festive activities that you like to incorporate into your mornings at this time of year? Be sure to let me know in the comments, and as always, friends, don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, friends, I am wishing you all a beautiful day. Merry Christmas.